Hi, it's Khandie. So I'm not fresh back from the newborn and portrait photo show, but I am back from it. So we're going to talk about it. Talk to you about the pros and cons, just in my opinion. But if you have any feedback, please comment below. So let's just get into it. First off, I like that it's a proper venue. It's a really nice, easy to get to. It's a nice little country drive, if you like. Parking is a bit hit and miss, but there was more than an ample parking if you knew where to look, because it was round. And they've got a parking attendant, so that's always a good win, right? It isn't easily accessible from what I can see from public transport, so yeah. It is a dedicated show for newborn and portrait, it says, but just be warned, the portrait is not like just general people. It's definitely family, baby, toddler orientated. And that is shown in their own Instagram and in their marketing, but sometimes I think the portrait bit can mislead people to think there's other stuff. Now, obviously there is a crossover. You aren't going to find boudoir stuff here, although they did sell some of those very very popular gowns, the rose with the big ruffles. I own a few. I did find it quite funny that there was someone selling them and there was somebody else selling them and their price was quite different, and yet they were quite clearly the same product, but that's all business and that's how people do stuff. One said that they made them fresh, they made them themselves, so I need to look into that, because I didn't know if what they were selling was the stuff they made themselves, or they just said that they could do custom ones for you. Lots and lots of baby props, lots of baby outfits, lots of baby stuff, lots. And that's because that's what it's about, newborn and portrait stuff. And I totally got that. Really warm in the venue, by the way, but you know, this is down to the venue. I did find it really weird though, yet again, and this is considering this is a conference centre, how weird it was that they only supplied certain type of foods. So like there was only like I thought it was quite common to say this is okay, this is very elite to say this, but it's very commonplace to have soy milk or a dairy alternative. Nothing was on offer, and I was a bit like, oh okay, no worries, but it's fine. They had a bar that was open, which was cool. The staff were really lovely. I will say the staff that man the doors and stuff there were brilliant, superb. Some of the photographers, some of them are midwives. Really nice to see some charities there. Downside for me was not so much the speakers, although some, I think you have probably seen their seminars quite a lot, were the fact that it was not the speakers themselves but the equipment for the speakers. So they had these screens at the front. They were really too far away and too small to see anything that unless you sat in the first row of the speaking to see what they were saying on them. But also the sound system hadn't been checked, and there was a lot of feedback and static, and it kept cutting out for one person in particular, and I was gutted because I really wanted to catch her seminar, but the content was good. Now don't get me wrong, some of the seminars I have seen quite a few times from these people, unless they've like done some new 2021 addition to it, there was a lot that was similar, okay? But in terms of you're going to buy stuff, yes, lots of printing companies there. It was really nice to see. Shout out to Miranda Walton, I think that's her name. She's a fellow Northampton photographer, and there was her little printout of one of her booklets she did for a charity to do with teens in Northampton. It's really cool. Some of them are even around where my studio is, so I like that. I meant to say hi if she was there, but I didn't see her, but apparently she was there, so it's cool. Met some of my old friends there, had a look around, got to see some new products. It wasn't much for me, because obviously I don't really specialise in newborn photography, and what I do is more lifestyle of them. But it was nice to see some props, have a look, and get some ideas. I didn't attend any of the seminars, really, just mainly because of the sound, but the Light Blue were there, and there was another sort of stage that I did go and watch a little bit more of, but again, fleeting. In terms of this one, this is very much niche down. This isn't just someone being there for random sake, okay? There was people who were literally, this is what they do, this is their style. You won't get people who loosely fit the theme. They all fitted the theme. Lots of people selling wraps and fabrics. Now, if I was into that, it was great. I did like the fact there were some backdrop people there. So I did have a look at those. I felt like perhaps they weren't really listening when I was saying what I wanted, what I was ideally after. So, but that could be just me not communicating very well to them. So I'll leave that out. But yeah, it was really nice to meet Graphic Studios. And there was a really cool frame. Like, I've forgotten the name. Oh, it really annoys me. It was amazing. It's handmade, and then plaster is put over the top to get this ornate frame. Really like that. And they were so accommodating to my questions. Fabulous. If I find the name, I'll put it up here, and I'll put their details in the comment below. Really loved it. It takes a little bit longer to get to me, but I was like, the frame is superb. So yes, I really want to have a look at this and get a sample. If you're specialised in newborn and like the milestone photography, so you maybe do maternity, newborn, then their first year, 100% go. All the marketing was aimed at people who were marketing that way. The seminars were aimed at that. Gary Hill was there again, but Gary Hill, you kind of, I've seen a lot of Gary Hill. No exposure on Gary Hill, but I've seen a lot of Gary Hill at a lot of these trade shows. So I didn't stay for that, but I know he does good seminars. So, but yeah, there was some good stuff. There was some stuff. What would have been improved? To be honest, it was nothing to do with the roadshow. Turn the heating down would have been great because I've got a really sore throat now. There are like things when you go in. I feel in terms of improvement, it's nothing to do with them. Perhaps better food options as always. If you're going to these shows, you kind of want to be able to go get something that's just basic. And I think having soy milk is pretty basic now. Even oat milk, like, you know, my garage does it for their coffee, so I would like to think that you can get that, especially at a conference centre. It's really warm, but it was really nice. There was like lots of artwork around and you got to walk around. It wasn't crammed. It didn't feel rushed in any way. It's obviously a lot smaller than the UK Photo Show, whose review this year you can see up here. But yeah, if you're going to go, definitely go with what you're going to do. Set yourself a budget, because I saw people really spending the money, and I felt like there was, if you look around, there was better bargains for the same product elsewhere in the store. But really going with what you want. Lots of props on sale. Lots of like what I would say is like frilly stuff that has nothing to do with photography, but just is kind of like gimmicky. Like there was someone selling camera charms, which is essentially charms to put on your camera, which I'm not the market for that, clearly. And there was someone selling t-shirts that I think they're called photo tees. They were very popular. Not my style, not my thing I do, but I completely see why it was there. It was wonderful. Yeah, it was interesting to walk around. I saw some really nice baby bonnets. Now, it's not my style, but definitely saw there was like a higher end baby bonnet and then a sort of mid-level one, and it was nice to see that. There's also like training aids as well, which was really cool. Yeah, so if you're going to go, you definitely need to go with what you want to learn in mind. Check out the seminars. It is not as busy and as plentiful as the UK Photo Show, but this is very much for someone who specialises or is getting into, or their main clientele is newborn, family portraiture. I think it was definitely more towards the children than the family portrait side, but you know, once you get the newborn and the first years in, you almost guarantee you're going to at least attract some of the family photographers. Definitely really cool. So yeah, let me know what you think of the show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell button, and I'll see you all real soon. Bye.